Hi there. Uh, Hi there. One of the most interesting things that I've come across lately is how do you apply machine learning, predictive intelligence, and those kind of things using LLMs and address areas like lead recommendation, qualification, things like that. So the idea is that tradition. So the idea is that traditionally we've used machine learning and a lot of statistical techniques to look at historic data and figure out if a lead is a good fit or not. And you can apply the same kind of thing for opportunities, for cases, for whole line item, discounts, things like that. But let's take the lead example. So basically what I'm going to do is when I click this button, under the hood what's happening is that GPTfy is going to take this lead, process it against a historical set of leads with some optimized metrics around it, and it's essentially going to come back with certain recommendations. So under the hood, what we are using is a combination of an LLM and a database which is optimized and has a lot of insights. So as you can see on this particular lead, I have a lead score of 62. And then you see why GPT-5 thought this score is relevant, right? So you can see it's got a score, it says hi, this is a good lead. Why does it think it's a good lead? Because it's looking at all of these metrics, right? Things that are working in the favor of this lead. Because we've seen leads like this in the past where recency matters, the source from which it's coming matters, the budgeting matters. And what you start to see is there's like a lift. So based on every one of these metrics, what we are doing is we are kind of figuring out similar leads, and then we are trying to figure out what is the kind of influence these attributes or features of this data have. And similarly, there are intents. Did they request a demo? Did they want to do a trial? Did they attend a webinar? Did they say do not email, do not call? And the beauty of all of this is these will be different for different customers because you may have a different set of data. You may be generating leads differently. And essentially, we can take into consideration all of those factors. And the idea is that you are now able to do this. So you are able to come up with very, very data-driven ways of how these leads are relevant and do you need to pursue them or not, right? You are coming with some sort of recommendations on it. You can come up with other kind of insights. The other part that is very interesting is that when you have done all this, you now have a much richer data set on which you can do lead routing. So I may want to send Rachel's lead to a BDR here in the US or wherever you are. I may want to put a lead that is not rated so highly in a nurture campaign and let it go that way. I may have a cheaper outreach channel and I may want to send certain leads there. The other part which is missing here is this is just looking at a lead record in the universe of historic, lead conversion, non-conversion, things like that. But we can extend it to enrich it with data inside Salesforce. So if I was doing it for opportunities or accounts or codes or something, I have a lot more richness and a lot more history that I can apply to it. And that would lend itself an incredibly compelling deal coach type things that we do today. So the whole point of this is you're starting to see this convergence of classic machine learning and statistical techniques and the insights and metrics you could generate from that alongside with unstructured data that's coming from your CRM, from your emails, from your activities, from all of these other marketing channels. So curious to hear what you think. If you're interested, we are going to be doing a pilot for it and would love to talk to you. Let me know. Thank you so much.